Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. Long time no see. I know I just uploaded a video, but there are just a whole group of species that they need some attention, so I figured why not put it on a video. Maybe I'll help somebody out. So, missed the last one I just uploaded. This is the beginning of a Japanese Zelkova and sweet birch, little forest planting. And I just raised the canopies on the Zelkovas. I left some of the new lower vertical branches on the sweet birch, and then I just kind of circularized it, and I didn't take a look at cross branching or anything like that. That'll be for another time. But we are going to prune up a blue Jacaranda today. So this is my Delonix Regia, and if you don't know, Delonix Regia and blue Jacaranda, they're very similar in that they have these big long leaves coming out. I found Delonix Regias get a little girthier faster. They're a little hardier when you prune them back, and blue Jacarandas can be quite temperamental. But since I brought these out, they have gotten some nice new growth on them, and I pruned off the branches or the leaves that were from when they were indoors, because when you bring a delicate tree like that outside for the summer, 100% of the time it's going to burn or change color or distort in some way. It's just not going to look pretty. And case in point, take a look at this blue Jacaranda. So these are the long leaves. They're rough. I believe they had some white flies on them indoors, so just basically everything looks a little rough, although we do have new growth coming out the tips. So I have to decide whether this is going to be a hard pruning, and then we'll look for some solid back budding, which I'm actually getting here, or if I'm just going to defoliate the nasty stuff and let it just grow and grow and grow. So I'll probably just eliminate the nasty stuff first and then see where we're at. Also, I have these avocado plantings, and this one has a bunch of Delonix Regia. I believe 7. We'll get in there and count. 7 trees, and I need to get some of these older leaves from the avocado out of the way so that sun can get to those Delonix. So there's lots of new growth up top on the avocado, nice, healthy, and shiny. So these older leaves that were also indoors before I brought them outdoors for summer, they're going to get removed. Same here. This one is with a black locust. See that beautiful black locust tree? And then towering above is the avocado. So nice new growth, some ugly old growth, and the bigger leaves, well, maybe not on this one so much. Yeah, they just create unnecessary shade. So I'm going to get rid of the older leaves on those. So a semi-defoliation. Yeah, I mean, there's tons to do, but why don't we just keep it simple for now? Start with the blue Jacaranda and hit those avocados. So that's what's coming up on this episode of Jarhead Bonsai. Decent view. I don't know, on my phone it definitely looks dark. All right, let's see, maybe that's a little better. See, we got Stella's pool right down yonder. Got her out to the pond today though, but that pool is just awesome. My broski Ian, Back Garden Bonsai, he asked if I was going to be confiscating that for a oversized huge forest planting, which is hilarious because I actually considered buying them for $11 a piece, buying a few and using those for my Yamadori this year. And you know, I ended up using recycled pallets and doing a raised tree bed. I'm sure y'all have seen that, at least in one video. And those pallets were recycled, so they were free, so I saved the 33 bucks, and here we are. All right, I was just scratching off some scales. So these guys had white flies and scale insects, so that's fun. If you're planning on growing tropical, semi-tropical trees indoors, just get ready for lots of insect activity. I find that a lot of insect activity on my indoor trees gets corrected when I bring them out for early spring, summer, depending on how cold hardy they are. Natural rain and wind and just the temperature variance, I think, is what does it. I think normally overly confident bonsai Jared would have just hacked here and here on these, on this one specifically, because this growth I'm not going to want anyways. However, I've lost a couple of blue jacks this year that I thought were well established and weren't going to be so sensitive. So we're just going to err on the side of caution. I think we'll just remove these nasty leaves today. And once it starts growing in good and hardy, maybe this, when these bottom branches really start to kick off, then we'll prune it hard back to maybe here. I have another branch coming out here. So also by removing these nasty old ones, we're giving the trees energy to the new growth, and the sunlight's hitting them a lot more too. They're not just covered up. I get more questions on the Delonix Regia and the blue Jacaranda than any of my other trees, and I think it's just because there aren't a lot of people out there with older ones. I think the Planter's Choice Bonsai Starter Kit, and I think Homegrown Kit, I want to say that's the name of it, I think that they really made the species popular as of recent. I'd say probably within the last 10 years. I haven't really seen any older than mine as far as bonsai go. Oh, there's little daddy's long leg spider in here. You move as I prune, buddy, and I'll let you do your thing. Well, I gotta cut that branch off, bro. You gotta move. Alright, this will be cool. It'll give me a chance to see what actual branching we have going on. So I would say that I did a hard prune on these in February. And, you know, they start kicking off around March and kicking off a lot of new growth. These look nice and new. Alright, doesn't look like there's any more insect damaged branches. There's a little bit of clutter, but at least when you have clutter, you know when you really go to prune it, that you're going to have options. Oh, I really want to just prune this off. You know what? Screw it. Boom. Yes, I have tried to grow these from cuttings. I have 0% luck with blue Jacarandas, and I would say 20 to 25% luck with the Delonix Regias. So that is up to you. If you want to try, do it, go for it. At this point I have enough, so I'm not going to waste my time, but I have recently had some Delonix Regia cuttings survive in one of Stella's nursery pots. Literally in her nursery. It's not a nursery pot from a nursery, tree nursery. It's an actual long landscape, long window box style pot, and it has a flowering little plant in it, and then a few Delonix Regias. I think they'll do well together. All right, so I know this thing is still pretty fugly, but you can at least see the new growth now. We don't have like gnarly, nasty, sunburnt, insecticide burnt branches. Yeah, high hopes for this one. So one exactly this age, one of my my original nicer bonsai trees, because it it really wrapped around and followed the sun and had some great movement to it. That thing just up and died on me. It was totally wild. So let's just keep it moving, get these avocados up here. We have enough height on this. Let's get it up there. Boom, boom, boom. We have it now. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom, take these biggest leaves off. These are all the trees and plants that I take outside after it's not going to drop below 50 at night. And then I have like a whole other set where it's just not gonna drop below freezing at night. And yeah, it's part of the fun and the challenge. I'm always so excited when I get the majority of them outside, specifically because it's just way easier to water outside with a hose than it is to continuously fill up the watering bucket inside. I have a little bit of mealy in here. I don't know how, and these have been outside with plenty of rain and guess I'm just gonna raise the canopy here. Yeah. So if you've never seen mealy bugs, they just look like white fuzziness in the little crotches of branches and leaves. They're the worst. They're just annoying, resilient, keep coming back. And because they're right at the internode, it's always like, okay, am I aggressive and potentially hurt the new branch that could come in, or do I pussyfoot around and just hope it works? Depends on the day, the mood, and the plant. But I will say that the most success I've had with clearing mealy bugs out and off your stuff, I got a nice tip from somebody on one of my videos saying, if you put saran wrap or some sort of covering over the soil and just put it in the shower, the fast running water will just flush them all out. Rather than, I had in that video, I had done a huge hard prune on the succulent trio,